Hello and welcome back to BlueFigLongevity. On this channel, we are unlocking all of the medical and lifestyle secrets to living a life of longevity, which is a life of health span as opposed to lifespan. Lifespan would be how many years you live on this planet, how many candles you have on your cake, but health span is how many years you live healthy, vibrant, alert, free of chronic diseases, functional, still being able to do things that can contribute to yourself and your family and your friends. So, what are the lifestyle changes that you can control? First off, you can eat a healthier diet. We usually recommend a plant-based diet with natural proteins and with a variety of colors. We also recommend walking on a regular basis. It helps your blood flow, helps your organs and your muscles and your joints. We also recommend getting good quality sleep for at least 7 to 8 hours. We don't want you to stress. Going to see your doctor is also important because in primary care, we can do lab work, we can give you immunizations, we can do screening tests that can help you prevent having problems in the future, optimize your life, and help you live longer. So today I want to teach you how your gut bacteria can help you live longer. Did you know that you have more bacteria in your colon than all the cells you have in your body? We have about 38 trillion bacteria in our colon and maybe only about 30 trillion cells in our body. So the bacteria way outnumber the number of cells we have. So I know you're probably wondering, and let me tell you, not all bacteria is bad. The bacteria that we have in our colon, we have had in our colon as humans for millions and millions of years. And these are bacteria that seem to work well with our body. They actually help us digest our foods. And so we use them to give us our energy that we get from our food sources. So the bacteria in our gut is called a microbiome. And the more bacteria we have and the more variety, the more diversity, the more different kinds of bacteria we have, the better. Because we see when people are young, they have a variety. And as people age, the variety of bacteria in their gut go down. And that leads to problems in our body like chronic inflammation. So our bodies are always inflamed. It leads to problems with the way that our cells function, the way they work. So we don't have as much energy, and it leads to chronic diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, and cholesterol. I'm Dr. Farrukh, and I've been taking care of patients for over 20 years. Let me tell you about one of them. We'll call her Mrs. B. She used to come to see me anytime she had any symptom related to an infection, and she always wanted antibiotics. And I used to teach her that sometimes infections are viral and you don't need antibiotics because antibiotics kill bacteria, but they can kill viruses. Well, regardless, she always wanted rounds of antibiotics. Unfortunately, one day she developed a pretty bad side effect to the antibiotic we gave her. The years of taking antibiotics had killed off a lot of the healthy, normal bacteria in her gut. And so she developed a condition where the bad bacteria, the abnormal bacteria, had overpopulated, had grown in her gut. And we call that C. diff. There's a longer term, but the short term is called C. diff. And she had terrible, terrible diarrhea to the point where she had to be hospitalized. Well, the way to fix that is we needed to repopulate. We needed to get her gut back to having normal levels of the healthy bacteria that we know are beneficial. So we did what's called a fecal transplant. We took stool or poop from her daughter and we placed it into her rectum so that it could get into her colon. She recovered very fast because once the normal, the variety of bacteria got back into her colon, they were able to squeeze out the bad bacteria, the C. diff, and she did much better. So, just to reinforce this idea, I want to speak about a recent article that came out just this month, speaking about the benefits of having a variety of bacteria in your gut. As you can see in this diagram, when you're eating a wholesome diet and exercising regularly, like most of our youth do, your bacteria in your gut is what they call eubiosis. There's plenty of it, and there's a variety. And the metabolites or the byproducts that they make while they're living in your gut uh, has a lot of benefits. And so people, as they age, they are healthier and they have a life of longevity. The opposite is when, as you're aging, if you're not eating a healthy diet, eating fast foods, greasy foods, cholesterol rich foods, and um, having a sedentary lifestyle, that has negative effects on the gut bacteria, and that's called dysbiosis. And the dysbiosis then does not produce, when you don't have enough bacteria, you don't have a variety of bacteria, you don't produce those metabolites that can be beneficial. And so you end up getting heart disease, problems with your nerves, problems with your blood pressure, and problems with your brain. And that leads to aging. So it really does shorten your lifespan if you do not have the eubiotic gut bacteria. So, how can you change what happens as you get older? Well, there's a lot of things you can control. In terms of your gut, you might have heard of probiotics, but there's actually also prebiotics and there's postbiotics. So prebiotics would be fiber, which we always recommend to be good for your diet. Probiotics would be the bacteria that we've been talking about in your gut, and that can help you with digestion and your energy. And then postbiotics are things that are produced by the bacteria in your gut that can help your body, the cells in your body, work better. Now, to be clear, I'm not advocating for people to run out to the store to buy prebiotics, probiotics, or postbiotics. I'm much more of a fan of doing things naturally, and so I recommend getting your pro, or postbiotics through natural eating. And as you can see on the screen, we recommend eating yogurt, aged cheeses, kefir, also fermented foods like sauerkraut and kimchi. Kimchi is a Korean fermented cabbage that they eat with their meals. So think about getting more of these natural foods in your body for gut health. And I shouldn't forget honey. Honey is also a good source of getting healthy bacteria to populate in your gut. So if you can get access to natural honey, we recommend that daily. You also have control over things you shouldn't do, like we don't recommend taking too many rounds of antibiotics on a yearly basis. We don't recommend taking a lot of anti-inflammatories like Advil, Motrin, Aleve. That can hurt the bacteria in your colon. And we definitely don't recommend taking antacids. Antacids definitely affect the amount and the variety of gut bacteria in your body. I hope this video helps you understand the relationship between your gut, the bacteria in your gut, and how to live longer. Please let me know what changes you want to make, whether it's avoiding medications like antibiotics and acids or anti-inflammatories, or do you want to add things like yogurt, things like cheeses, kefir, add sauerkraut, adding kimchi. Uh, Let me know what you want to change in your life to improve your chances of longevity. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking it. If you like this content, please consider subscribing to this channel. And if you know someone that might benefit from this information, please share.